What's going on, everyone, and welcome back to Stoic Context. Today, we are going to react to another Kevin Samuels video. Before we get into it, make sure you guys like and subscribe. I'm going to save my commentary for the end of the video, so stay tuned for that.
Hi, Kevin. How are you?
I am okay. How old are you?
I'm I'm 50. How am I? 52.
Okay,
Yeah, I'll be
cool.
53 in December 31st. Yes.
All right. So
hmm
what are we talking about? What do you got for me?
Okay, so you said more or less. I mean, fear of strange is no robbery. We do understand that, that attraction is based on how you look and getting what you want is based on how you look. However, I will say this. I agree with what you're saying. Um, My feeling is this: if a man is not interested in these so-called average women, why do they leave, impregnate them? Why do they get themselves tied and leave their children with these women? I've seen it, and it's a
Hold
horrible
on, hold on, hold
situation.
on, hold on, hold on, hold on. See, oh, how long have you been watching my program?
About 4 weeks.
hmm Over here, I deal strictly with facts, data, and statistics above anything else.
That's
Okay.
correct.
Okay. So
hmm
you said if men don't want to marry these average women, why they
Yes.
get them pregnant?
Yes.
Okay. Well, let's first start off with the fact that 54% of black men are single and childless.
hmm
So
And I guess that.
hold
Okay.
on, hold
Okay.
on.
Okay.
54% of black men
hmm
have no children.
hmm
30% of black men are married. And the children that come out of that marriage are exempted from your statement.
That
Because
is
this
correct.
so that gives us 54 and 30. That's
hmm
84.
hmm
That
hmm
means a full 80% of the children being made in the black community are being
Yes.
made by less than 20% of the men.
hmm
So my question,
Okay.
so to answer your question is why are women having children with men with multiple children who aren't married? And then women like you asking why are the women picking them?
You got me there, Kevin. You got me
Goddamn right I
there.
did.
You got me there.
Because you came in with that
Okay.
same old talking point that men are leaving babies everywhere. And you should be
Well, no,
ashamed of
not
it. Ma'am,
no, no, not
54% of black men are childless. So you can't, why are these men doing it? What men are doing what?
no, no. I wasn't making an accusation to that. Maybe that's how I misspoke, and I'm sorry about that
No, it
piece.
is an accusation.
Uh,
You said if these average men, if these men don't want these average women, then why are they leaving them with babies? That is an accusation that the black men are having sex with black women and leaving them with babies, and they're average. That's not supported by the facts.
okay. And I guess well, let me can I say this?
Go
I
ahead.
was piggybacking off a couple of things you said in some of your your
hmm
other things where you said that women who are raising black boys, they're doing it alone, and the boys are not getting the mentorship from the males that they need to become the kind of men that you're talking about and you're describing now, which I think that I is an asset to me as well. Because what you said, I've learned so much myself that having these women and leaving these children with these women, particularly male children,
No
they don't
one's
get what
leaving.
you're
No
giving
one.
now.
No, ma'am. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. See, no one's leaving children.
No, you don't think it because when you
Are
talk
they
about the
starting out
single,
married? Are these women starting out married?
no, they're not.
Then I don't want to have any more conversation. They are
Okay, so you're
choosing to
dealing
hold
based
on,
on
ma'am.
just
Hold on, ma'am.
marriage.
Hold on, ma'am.
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
You're old
Okay.
enough to remember what the world was.
Absolutely, I do.
Then, damn it,
I
we're
missed
not
it.
supposed. Are
I
you
missed it.
supposed? Hold on, ma'am. Then you
Mhm.
know that if a woman has a child today with 33 forms of birth control, with single, it is not like it was when we were coming up. If a child
I
is
miss
born
it.
today, it's because a woman chose to bring it to term.
That
So
is
the better
correct.
question is why are these women who share your reflection
Mhm.
choosing to be single mothers? Choosing to be unwed? No, ma'am. It's a choice to be a single mother because
Correct.
you choose to get pregnant before you're married.
That's correct.
And we have all
I
the
guess.
statistics. We have all the
Yeah.
statistics, all the data, all of the predictive information of the outcome from children raised in single parent households. So my question to you is why are these same women you're talking about choosing to be single mothers and put their family in that likely future?
I, I'm being transparent because this is what I'm trying to say. In essence, we're taking advantage of you guys, and if men or boys are not taught that this is the type of manipulation and games that women play on them, this will constantly happen, and you'll have
You're
young
taking
boys
advantage
being
of
raised
who,
by
man? But who
women
are you taking advantage of?
of men who are not aware of a woman's need to,
Ma'am,
you
hold on.
know,
What? Okay,
could,
man. We've already. Okay, I'm talking about the 80% of children. Women are taking
hmm
advantage of what sector of men?
okay, okay, all right, average men.
No, no,
However,
ma'am. No, ma'am.
average
No,
men,
ma'am. No, no, ma'am. They're not
what?
average. They're not average, ma'am. The math: 100% of
Mhm.
men, 54% single. Women aren't taking advantage of single and childless. So that's 5 out of 10, almost six, almost 5.5 out of 10 that women cannot take advantage of with childbirth. Right? Right?
If you put it that way, that's
That's
correct.
not if you put it that way. That's how it is. If you can't, if a
Okay,
man,
so
no, ma'am, no, no, I don't do, I do logic.
okay,
54% of men are single and childless. So by that fact, they cannot be taken advantage of when it comes to having children. True or false?
that is true.
Okay, so we move 54 out of 100 away. There's 46 left. 30 of those men are married. They can't be taken advantage of because their children are coming from a marriage. True or false?
That is true as well.
So there's only that so that 54 and that 30% is 84. That's over 80%. So there's 16 left. And the 16 left are producing 80% of the children. So in what you're saying is black women are taking advantage of 16% of men who are loose with their seed and making the lion's share of children in black America.
I am saying I have said that. Yes.
Well, then I think the problem ain't the men.
No, I
If
never said it was the men.
Well,
Mm-mm.
but why pick that 16% if they can be and why are they picking them? Because they will allow themselves to just have babies all over the place. And if you did something very simple, how many of those 16%, if you made marriage a requirement, would they still reproduce with? If you had to be
It
married before you could produce a child, would
would
women
be
still
lower.
be?
Be lower.
So I guess the point I want to kind of get into, man, is the problem is not with the men. The problem is black men are leaving kids everywhere. Women are choosing to have kids with a minority of black men, and
Okay
there's a
then.
case that can be made that that's not the best majority. Are those 16%? Are they the Rhodes scholars and the movers and shakers and the leaders of industry?
No. Can I say something a little
Go ahead, go ahead,
unintelligent, but trying to make
go
a
ahead.
point here? Um, what you're saying is correct there. However, say for instance, a woman is trying to get a high value man, and I'm going to athletics because my scope in life is very
You're going
is
to
not
athletics.
small. Yes, athletics and the guys that make it big income there. A lot of women, on NFL too as well. They go with those. They
Well,
meet
first
these
off, I need to
guys.
be
They
clear. I need to be
marry them.
clear. I don't. I need to be clear. I don't consider those guys to be high value just because
Oh,
they make
okay.
money.
Oh, so we're not classifying them as high
Well,
value.
not automatically. Not automatically. High value is
Okay,
more than just money. But go ahead. I just need to make that
true.
distinction.
From a woman's perspective, then I will say it that way.
Go ahead.
And then the women are having babies, and these guys are having babies by multiple women, and it's becoming like a financial hustle. It's a financial hustle.
So, so,
Um,
so.
so so it goes back to what I was
No,
trying to say
ma'am.
about the
It
average
doesn't,
men.
ma'am. No, it doesn't, ma'am. How many men are in the NFL?
Not many.
Thank you. So why are we
Not
talking
many
about
when you
that?
talk about
So why are we
globally.
talking about
Yes.
that? That's not. I mean, that's not the majority of the men. That's not the majority of the situation. In this
But if you
situation,
say,
ma'am, in
uh
this, you asked initially started with our community and asked why these children are being left fatherless because women are choosing to marry before they carry, and they're choosing to reproduce with men that they would not marry. What do we do if 80% of our children are being selected or being made by mothers who pick this way?
and at that point, I was kind of asking, is there responsibility on the side of the male to be about his seed to say, hey, if I'm going to play, I'm going to not leave that egg. I
Ma'am,
mean,
ma'am, no, it's no.
oh,
Look, you
no,
keep
you
trying to
don't
make
think
it.
so?
No, I'll tell you why not. Eighty
You
percent
don't
of
think of.
children. Okay, listen.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
80% of children being made by 16% of the men.
right.
They
That
can
that's
only
not a
marry.
that.
Stop, ma'am.
Hmm. Yes,
They can only marry one woman.
I understand that,
So how much
but
you can't
but
put
all
that much responsibility on 16% of no, ma'am. Responsibility we, the responsibility comes back to women, and they're choosing to pick men to make reproduce with that aren't their husbands.
so Kevin, can I ask this question from a man's perspective though?
Go ahead.
If and I know we're talking about 60% of the population, and you're talking about the other 85,
I'm
84%.
talking about what matters. Yes.
Right, I got you. Um, why is it that the men wouldn't worry about who has their seed and raising their child? That's, and in
What do you
particular,
talk
if they
about? The
had
men
a
would
boy child.
which men? The 16% who making most of the kids?
Okay, can we talk about that for a second? Would you, lend me that
I don't.
latitude?
Okay. What are you asking? Why guys who are okay? Man, listen, stop,
How can it go to
stop. No,
sleep at
no, no,
night?
man, because
Yeah,
that's ultimately, man,
yes,
do you have any children?
I do.
Are all your children by one man?
Yes,
Do you know women who have children by multiple men?
I do, and I see
Do
that
you
the boys
know,
suffer.
excuse me, do you think
Sorry.
these women under, women who have children by multiple men, but you chose to have all your kids by one man because it was a choice.
Right.
Man,
No choice.
you
Right.
cannot hope. If a man is reckless with his seed, do you not think women know that this man would? Do you not realize that there are women out there who just want babies and don't want to be married?
I do. I'm a social worker. I do.
Well, then, damn it, then how you gonna stop that? You stop, and you know how you fix this? Stop paying for them. Let them go make a baby, and then stop giving them any kind of aid. If you decide to go make babies with a man who's a serial impregnator, you live on what you can live
Hmm.
on.
Right.
But how does that
I
affect them?
agree.
The bigger question is why are women making babies out of wedlock with men who are, like I said, there's only 16% of men responsible for the lion's share of kids. Even if that 16% of men became born again Christians and married their baby mama, they can't marry them all. In
We were
Memphis,
duped.
Memphis, what would you have? Three men who had 87 children. Do you not think
I
those
do remember
80?
on Ayana,
Well, do you not? Then those women knew about each other.
and they knew about it. They knew about
So
it.
where does the responsibility lie? With the man?
You know what, Kevin? I wish there were more men that say the stuff that you say, because I will tell you, I was raised with a dad in the household. He was definitely me and my sister and my brother, no kids in the family. But this open conversation, I never had this. I wish I'd have had this. I'm going to give it
Ma'am,
to
what
my
do you
girls.
mean? What do you mean more men to say what I say? 54% of our
Just
men are no, ma'am.
to tell the truth.
No, ma'am. Hold on, ma'am. No, no, no. See, that's where I push
To
back.
tell the truth about
No, ma'am.
life. I
Stop,
didn't
stop,
know
stop,
this.
stop, stop, stop.
Seriously, Kevin.
Can't overtalk me, lady. I just can't keep doing that. You act like I'm the first person that's been saying this. If 54% of black men are single and childless, these conversations have been happening my entire life. The problem ain't the conversation. The problem is who y'all ain't listening, doing what the hell you want to do, and then coming back and playing innocent. I didn't know. I didn't know. Yeah, you knew. You have to unmute yourself, but you were over talking me.
I didn't know.
Man,
I didn't know I was muted. Okay.
well, because I told you you were over talking me and that won't work. But man, we're
Oh, I'm
about the
sorry.
same age. These
Yes.
conversations have been going. As long as I've been on the planet, men have been having these conversations. The problem is not the conversation. The problem is the reality is that our women did what the hell they
Hmm.
wanted to. They did
Yeah.
what they
Which I
wanted
happy.
to. They
Yeah.
were talking to me, and now the
Yeah.
chickens have come home to roost. They thought I don't need no man. I'm strong, independent, blah blah blah. And now at 40 plus years old, the dynamics have changed.
You ain't never told a lie on that one. I'm not going to disagree with that. I thought I had the lifetime.
Well, so
I
men
thought
have,
I had a lifetime. Never
like it or
did.
not, men have had to suffer this shit. And now, I mean, Brittany, go ahead and unmute yourself.
It-
What we just heard was a conversation between a woman looking for answers and a man holding the line on truth. Kevin didn't insult her, he didn't belittle her. He held her accountable to the numbers, to the facts, and forced the conversation to stay where it belongs. In reality, the truth is, too many people want to escape responsibility by rewriting the narrative. They point fingers, they deflect, but the data doesn't change. 54% of black men are childless, 30% are married. That leaves 16% responsible for the majority of births. So the real question isn't why are men leaving? It's why are women choosing them? At some point, we have to accept that freedom means owning the outcome of our choices. No one's forcing anyone to become a single parent. No one's forcing anyone to get pregnant by someone they wouldn't marry. And when we shift the blame to men while ignoring women's decisions, we lose the power to change anything. There's nothing empowering about making the same mistakes and expecting someone else to clean them up. And the longer we ignore that, the worse the outcomes get for the children, for the community, and for the future. Kevin's point was never about shame, it was about accountability. And if we want better men, better fathers, and better families, then women have to stop choosing men who show no signs of leadership, stability, or discipline. The facts are on the table. The question is, will anyone listen?
Hello, how are you, Precious? Hello,
Hi.
how are you?
So good. I'm good. How are you?
How old are you?
22.
Okay, so what's the question?
So I guess my question is, so what's the consequences for like the men who go ahead and, I mean, let's say they're in the top 20 or 16% and still do not have the, I guess, the characteristics of a good husband. What consequences do they face other than just being still being praised compared to a woman who has all these qualities and still get treated unfair or poorly by a man in the top 20?
I don't
what
understand what you. I don't.
what's
Okay, make it simple. Make
I
it
guess
simple.
what I'm trying to ask is, there's situations where men who are in the top 20 still end up divorcing a woman they got married to,
So,
and or in some cases the woman is the person doing the
ma'am,
divorcing
make it
because
simple.
the man.
Ma'am. Take a breath. Make
Okay.
it simple.
Okay. What I'm asking is, what about men who are in the top 20 yet do not have husband qualities other than the money? Do you get what
So,
I'm trying to ask?
no, what it sounds like you're trying to ask is what about the high value men who aren't good either? Sound like another way of whataboutism.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm trying to ask, because
You're
it seems
22.
like,
You're
okay, oh
22. You're 22.
yeah,
Why are you worried
yeah,
about? Why are you worried about that?
because I do want to get married super early, and I've talked to a lot of men that I feel like are high value, but at the same time I feel like they really do not know how to be a husband. They just know they have money, a lot of money, and that's all they know, really. And I don't see the society judging them for not having the qualities uh man should have as a
Well,
husband.
let's start off number
But
one.
I
Hold
see a
on.
lot of
Hold on. Hold on. Hold
women
on.
being
Hold on.
bad.
Hold on. Hold on. You're talking too much. You need to listen.
Okay.
First of all, a man can be have high value, but not be a high value man. And guess what? He may just decide to be a bachelor for the rest of his life. He can choose to do that. And how should he be judged?
But in some cases, if
No, I don't
like
want
let's
to. I don't
say
want to hear about it in some cases. Man, what you're basically saying is it's not fair.
yeah, well, yeah.
So freaking what? The world lives in double standards, and the problem with you ladies is you like the double standards that benefit you, and the ones that go against you, you want change. Well, too bad. A man has a longer window. And a man can choose to, if he chooses to make himself a top earner and doesn't want to get married and wants to be an eligible bachelor and Leonardo DiCaprio or Jamie Foxx his way around the world, guess what? He can.
Okay, but don't you think that's what's fueling the toxic femininity we see today? Is
No,
men
I don't.
having that
No,
and
no,
women
I
not
don't.
having
No,
it?
I don't. Because most women don't even qualify for a man like that. You shouldn't have an opinion on a man like that if you ain't in his level at his level. If you're an average woman, what do you got? What the nerve of you to talk about a man like Jamie Foxx and Leonardo DiCaprio? And you're an average woman. He wouldn't pick you even if he was trying to get married. You don't rank for this guy. Ain't none of your business what those men do. Just like if you are an average man talking about what Rihanna does. What the nerve you talk about Rihanna? You ain't on her level. See, but that's a problem. Too many average ass women trying to talk about men who they don't qualify for and trying to make men up there be the reason why they aren't where they are. Toxic femininity is the problem, not toxic masculinity. Ain't shit toxic about being a man deciding that I don't want to get married. Married ain't worth it, especially with the way a lot of women move these days. What women are really bringing any value to these men's tape. Look what Dr. Dre is dealing with. A lot of these other men. Why should these men want to do this kind of stuff? And at 22, more importantly, why is all this garbage in your head? You're 22. Don't you have more positive things to be focusing on? No, see, it gives you something to talk about and something to blame. Because you said high value men. Are you ready to be a wife right now?
Yeah, I actually
Are
am,
you
but
qualified? Are you married?
no,
Okay. Are you qualified to be a wife right now?
I think so.
Okay. Uh, and the men you're dating towards marriage?
Yeah,
What makes these men high value? Because you said you've dated
I
high.
guess
What makes these men high value?
I'm guessing their societal value. Like he had like a really stable job. He earned like a lot of money, and I guess I mean and that's your
No, no. I have very specific
definition of
parameters.
high value.
I have very specific
But
parameters for
his
being high value.
character was just
Excuse
garbage,
me.
is what I'm
Excuse
trying
me.
to say.
Excuse me.
And no one
Oh,
is
you
talking
over.
about
What are you
that.
doing? Can you not hear?
Huh?
Can you not hear me?
I can hear you.
His character was garbage. Okay. I have very specific parameters for what I consider to be a high value man. It's not just money. Were you raised with mom and dad?
Yeah.
Is your father, your mother and father still married?
Yeah.
Okay. Is your father helping you vet these men that you date?
Not entirely.
No. So you pick. So basically, you're choosing these men.
For the most part.
Okay. That's part of the problem. I don't think you ladies know how to choose effectively. But that's a whole nother kettle. That's a whole nother issue. I'm trying to get you to understand one thing, because I'm getting feminist, womanist kind of vibes, and that, equality, partnership kind of thing. Do you want to be a wife or
That's
do you
really
want to be a
not.
partner?
I want to be a wife. I mean, I grew up
Okay.
in like the traditional home where, I
Okay.
mean, my mom, she had a job.
Okay.
She earned a good amount of money, but she was
Okay.
still like,
Okay.
submissive.
Would you say your attitude on men is positive or negative?
My sorry, what?
Your mindset, your attitude, your thought
Towards
process
men?
towards men, when it comes to relationships, marriage, and dating, is positive or negative?
I would say it varies by like
No, it's not. It's
what
not varies.
the
It's
person.
okay. It's either on the dark side of. Let's see. This ultimately, man, you came in here with a whataboutism question, and at 22, I'm always fascinated how some of you young ladies are so jaded. When life should be pretty damn happy, you're worried about stuff that has out that
I
has
mean, my
nothing.
mom got married at 19. So I don't think I'm too young to get married,
I didn't
is
say
what
you
I'm
were too
trying to
young to get
say.
married. I'm talking about you're worried about all high value men and why men do such and so forth. You should be worried about the men you deal with and how you pick. And if you're picking the men, ultimately, ma'am, guess what? We pick what we're a reflection of. So this is why I don't do that. Well, what about the men thing? That's a very telling question. Many times women always want to say, "What about the men?" But what about you? Are you are you really ready to be somebody's wife right now?
I think I am.
Okay. You got a cookbook?
I don't have a cookbook,
I
but
don't
I
need a
have like
cookbook.
How many kids you got? How many kids do you want?
over 50 recipes up on my head.
Okay.
So
How many kids do you want?
how many keys do I want?
Mm-hmm.
3.
Mm-hmm. And how are you being found by men who are marriage minded? Boom, boom,
Hmm.
boom. There you go. That's why
I
you don't.
guess
That's why you're
like
not finding the right kind of men. Because
I guess like
that's where
the
you're not
attraction is
finding the right
first of
kind of
all
men because
physical.
you're in charge of this yourself. Boom, boom, boom. You're in charge of it yourself. 22, you don't know how to pick a man. You pick a man based on things that don't work. You don't know what to do. Now, if you're ready to be married and all the things you
No,
say, I know, I know what I'm
mostly
talking. I know what I'm talking about. Thank you. And lastly, you can't overtalk me there. Hold on. I do have a question though. You have to unmute yourself. I got a serious question. Ready?
yeah.
Very serious question. If you
Yeah.
seriously want to be a wife, why do you have a nose ring?
What's wrong with the nose ring?
What's right with the nose ring for a woman that wants to be a wife? It doesn't say wife,
I
man.
just
It doesn't say wife. That's what's wrong with it. It doesn't say wife. It says fun girl, good time. There's nothing did your father say, yes, dear, if you want to get married, go get a nose ring. That'll attract marriage minded men. Or is it just something you like and wanted to do?
it's just something I liked and wanted to
Okay, well,
do.
let me tell you
There was
something.
no.
Let me tell you something. It sends the wrong signals to men. It sends the wrong signals to men. And that can't be the first time you've heard that. Is it? Yes or
This is
no?
only the second time. Yeah, no.
Well, okay, well, what kind of signal okay, everything that we put on our bodies sends some sort of signals. Would you agree?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so let's start with the obvious things. Okay,
Hmm.
your hair. What signal does that send to men?
Not sure. It's just I
Okay.
don't know about the signal sense to men. I
Well,
know what it like.
but do you think it's important to know if you want a certain outcome from the opposite sex? Do you think it's important to know what signals you're sending to them? Because men know that if we want women, we have to send certain kind of signals. Because you can't just
Mhm.
do what you want to and attract the kind of woman you want. You got to send the right signals. So I'm going to help you from an image consultant standpoint. Image matters. Is that your natural hair?
No.
All right. How long is your natural hair?
So it's like an afro, so I don't really measure the length.
Okay. The,
So I'm just gonna
your
say it's like
hair
if
on
I
your,
put
is that
it
a
down.
wig? Is that a wig or is it like extensions? What?
This is a wig.
Okay. That hair does not look like the hair that grows out of your head. Okay.
I
So
suppose.
no, there's no I suppose, man. Hair does not look like that. Don't do that with me
Mm,
because it's going to go badly.
okay.
If I was sitting here with a blonde straight hair, I would be sending a different message. If I was sitting here with blue contacts on,
Yeah.
so men, how do you think men perceive black women with long flowing hair that we know don't grow out of your head? And then the nose ring. And you're asking about men. Well, just like men are responsible, you're responsible too. So if no one's told you, young lady, be yourself. Because what I'm seeing is when I see women with this long hair that I know don't grow out of your head, like it or not, it kind of shows me a woman who doesn't necessarily love herself as much as she should. Because we men have said it countless times. We don't like your weaves, your wigs, and your extensions. Black men have said that countless times. And I know women have heard it, but you continue to do it. Men don't like women with piercings and tattoos and all the other kind of stuff. That does not look like a mother or a wife. It looks like a girl you have sex with and get rid of. So you can decide to make it be whatever you want to, and you ladies can rebel and say, "Well, I should be able to wear what I want to, not be judged." And I can say whatever you want to, but men are who we are, just like you're who you are.
What we just watched was more than a conversation. It was a reflection of a mindset that's becoming too common among modern women. A 22-year-old already burdened with doubts about men she doesn't even qualify for, trying to sort out societal double standards before she's even finished learning who she is. It speaks volumes about how misaligned the priorities have become. At that age, life should be about preparation, not critique. Instead of focusing on hypothetical flaws in high value men, the real work should be on becoming a high value woman. Kevin made something very clear. Men and women are judged by different standards, and no amount of complaints will change that. Men have to perform. Women have to choose wisely. That's the truth, whether it feels fair or not. When you're picking your own partners and still ending up with men of poor character, that's not a societal flaw, that's a personal one. And until that's addressed, no amount of discussion about what men get away with is going to fix anything. Her mindset also revealed something deeper: resentment disguised as awareness. She spoke as if she wanted marriage, but her language was rooted in frustration, not readiness. She mentioned submissiveness, tradition, and family, but her actions and appearance didn't line up with those values. Kevin didn't shame her, he corrected her. And in that correction was an opportunity to grow. Whether she takes it or not, that's on her. The takeaway is simple: know where you stand before judging those above you. Most women aren't being overlooked by high value men, they're just not eligible for their attention. You don't need to worry about the 1%. You need to worry about what you're doing with the men you're attracting right now. Build character, be consistent, and if you say you want to be a wife, Act like one long before you expect a man to propose. If you found value in this breakdown, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss a moment of real conversations and straight talk. This is Stoic Context, where we react with logic, not emotion, and every lesson leaves you better than it found you. Catch you in the next one. Stay sharp, stay focused.